Let's not waste any of your time. Let's turn your outpost runs into this. Now, as soon as I spawn in here, I start immediately by pinging where I want to go based off of where I spawn. And here I'm going to start at south process, and I'm going to ping my process just to give me a little bit of a visual indicator. And we're going to literally sprint there so I can try to get there before anybody else. And the key here as to why you guys are wasting your runs is because you're literally trying to focus on getting 3 reds. And I'll focus a little bit more on that later. But the gist of it is like you're spending too much time trying to get the reds and you don't have enough time to actually get in and loot. I hear a guy above me here, so I'm kind of slowing it down a little bit, waiting, see where he moves. He's rotating down the stairs, land a couple of shots on this guy, and I'm immediately going to rotate. I'm going to pull out my shotgun, rotate over towards this guy, and I hear sounds outside, and I'm like, wait, how did he get out? And then I see this guy again, and I hear a knife.
He's gonna kill you.
I don't know how this guy got here, but we got a quick double kill. And you'll notice this is... I kind of chose this run to show off because this is what you get a lot of in solo outpost. You get like that guy doesn't even have loot. They came in here with a free kit. That guy didn't even come in here with the free kit. He had literally nothing. Now I'm fighting another guy in the same location. I heard him climbing up the ladder, so I pre-fired it, but he was actually still down below. So I'm gonna rotate up here up top. That guy lit me up, and at this point I'm thinking like, I don't really want to fight this all that much. Like I only have a blue kit, I have a waster, and I've got a bully, but I mean this is kind of my favorite loadout. I'm gonna pre-nade here because I heard him rotating over to that side, and at this point I'm just gonna get out of here. If you're feeling like you're about to make $1 million, hit that like and subscribe button. When I'm running Outpost, my goal is to be making money. And if I'm sitting here fighting guys in fights that I don't really feel comfortable fighting, I mean, I'm just going to rotate out. So I rotate over here to flight control. And this area is something that you need to be careful with because flight control has a lot of traffic. It's one of the main entrances into Pinwheel. You've got processing, you got, I think it's dorms, or is it orientation? And then we've got flight control as the 3 different entrances if you're not using the destroyed wing. And with flight control, as you'll see, there's a lot of opportunities to get green cards in here, which is also a part of the reason that has so much traffic. I'm just going through here, clearing out some of these bots. If you can, try to focus on actually just knifing them as opposed to shooting them. A lot of times I like to shoot because I like to PvP, so I'm shooting to purposely make noise and attract players. But at this point, I've got 2 green cards. I got 1 from processing. I got 1 from flight control, and we're just going to go ahead and open it. A nice little tip before you, like, if you're having trouble actually finding the green cards, I recommend processing, dorms, and flight control specifically. Flight control, I usually have the best luck, but again, if you're afraid of PvP, kind of avoid flight control. You can still get your green cards elsewhere. I'm gonna lower the sound a little bit here because I don't want it to bleed over into my headphones and microphone because I got open back headphones, so I apologize if that happens. I'm opening up the pinwheel at this point, and you're gonna notice a little bit later in this run, I run out of ammo. I didn't conserve my ammo very well, and there's an assassin running across. And here I'm gonna throw a nade into that right room just so he can't rotate out, and I was hoping that it would actually hit him. But that room is a lot deeper than you would think. I recommend you walk in there and actually check it out, just so you can get a lay of the land. I'm holding his angle, making sure that he can't rotate out into me. He dropped a claymore. At this point, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely not rotating on there. I'm not even going to fight this guy. And him being an assassin, I don't really expect him to push me either. Most assassin players are sneaky by nature, and I don't blame him for it. I preemptively pop my search and destroy here because in the event that he does rotate out, I want to be ready. I want it to be active, and I don't want to waste any time. I need as much help as I can get in the event that he rotates out on me. Pinwheel's open, and you can use this elevator here. It actually blocks line of sight. I actually should have stayed behind it, but I wanted to peek and make sure that he wasn't rotating out. Here, I'm going to play a little bit slower. I open that door so he thinks that I rotated out, but I'm going to sit here. And eventually I realized that he's not coming, so I just rotate out and I start looting each side. When you're looting the pinwheel, choose one side, run down the entire side of it, get to the end, and then rotate back around the opposite side of what you actually just ran down. That way you're going to be able to cover everything. They also have since actually moved where the strong boxes are. They used to be at the end. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with that. We'll see where they actually are at the new locations. And if you're seeing those little toolboxes, loot those every single time. Those things have juicy loot. Another interesting fact about Pinwheel is you'll notice a lot of times when you rotate in here, there's no mobs. If there are no mobs, there's going to be claymores and turrets. Keep that in mind. Be very cautious. I've had a couple of runs where I get a little bit too excited and I just start running through and I don't run fast enough and I end up getting dropped to claymores. And that's why you should always run a self-revive, even if you don't get to use it all that often. I also forgot to actually hit the commander pad on this side, so that's why I'm rotating back right now. I've already looted this side. There's no reason for me to go back here except to open up the commander pad. I also thought I heard some things over here. That's why I'm playing a little bit more cautious. Now we're going to rotate over to the destroyed wing. That was the drone wing. I like taking this side. Most people don't rotate over here, and you'll notice that I've got my shoddy out and I'm just kind of checking all my corners. I rotate my weapons a lot. I go from knife to primary to shotgun very often based off of the area that I'm actually in and what weapon I feel is most appropriate in that scenario. I highly recommend that you do that as well. Oh, I hear a cloak. So immediately I'm trying to play. I'm kind of trying to listen to the sound a little bit, try to figure out where this guy's at. It's funny when I'm listening to sound in my replays, I feel like I can spot them a lot better than in real time. Take 2 shoddy shots on this guy. I should have ADS before I walked around the corner. I lost so much HP trying to do that. But luckily we finished the guy off. And that right there was probably that assassin that was waiting down below in Pinwheel, just waiting for me to get some space so he could rotate up and try to sneak up on me, but I was ready for it. This is the other side. This side here. Oh, you know what? I did it backwards. The other side was destroyed wing. This is the droid wing. On this side, the actual strongbox is now in this open wide area. And keep in mind again, if there are no mobs, there's going to be claymores and there's going to be turrets. So be cautious of that. Oh, purple shield, insta upgrade. I opt out of leaving the blue shield because I have blue shields and I can buy blue shields. So there's really no point in me having it. I'd rather just make raw money. Hit the other pad here. Nice little 300 credits just laying there on the ground. Open up the safe before rotating out. A lot of times you're gonna get these hard drives, you're gonna get these xenobiopsies, you're gonna get these neurochems, and they stack. Highly recommend picking those bad boys up because you're going to find more than one. And as you pick them up, they will obviously stack and it just increases your loot value. You'll notice I'm at 27K right now, which is a pretty healthy amount. I mean, for a solo, I think I came in here with 10K. So being at 27K now, I mean, that's 17K raw value. I'm making my way back over to the command wing, clearing up these mobs. Anytime you can, knife to conserve ammo, especially if you're bringing in a bully. Because if you're bringing in a bully, this thing as a solo and pinwheel, you are going to spend so much ammo. Like, I honestly should have just walked over there and just knifed that thing. There's no reason. Like, I pretty much cleared this entire section. I'm going to open up this. Highly recommend running past these mobs. There's absolutely no reason to fight these. Because more often than not, you're going to rotate out of the little cubby at the end. And you never have to engage those guys at all. You'll notice I'm running through here, hitting the glass, rotating out as fast as possible. Inside a pinwheel, you're limited on the amount of time you have. A lot of people are afraid to go into pinwheel until a little bit later when they feel like everybody's rotated out and they just kind of pick up the scraps. So the faster that you clear it, the better for you. And in solos, grenades are so important for clearing these mobs. I've been bringing 4 grenades in most of my runs, and I use them every single time. I'm getting to the point actually where I wish I could buy more grenades. And you're gonna notice my ammo here is starting to get a little bit low. I mean, there's a lot of mobs in this last location. It's kind of crazy, actually, the difference in playing trios versus solos. You kill these mobs so much faster. You waste so much less ammo. And it's like you can get out of these runs so much faster in trios. And also in trios, it's a lot easier to actually get all the red cards because you're not at risk of constantly dying. You can always get revived even if you run out and try to loot. So keep that in mind. For trios, I highly, highly recommend getting the red cards. But for solos, I don't think it's worth the actual time to get the red cards. Just rotate in here. That missive right there is always there. It's worth 4K. Grab it every single time. The commander is spawning here, and this gets a little awkward because I literally have 50 bullets. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rotate out of here. And the only way to get out of here is to actually come down through the gates. And this guy is just casually waiting for me. He very clearly knows that when the commander spawns, you can't get in there, and there's only a limited amount of locations that you can come out of. There's one at the bottom, and then I think there's a gate on each side. I could be wrong about the one on the right side, but he knew I had to come out of one of those 2 ways, so he guessed the right way. Here, I come back up, I disable the actual wall, and I'm going to rotate back in there to kill the commander and loot the strongbox, but then I realize I still only have 50 bullets. So I opt to take another direction and rotate out through the other wing. And at this point, we have 3 minutes left. This is just a normal extraction. It's going to be a contested extraction. Unfortunately, I still don't have much ammo. And it's funny, after this, I actually started bringing about 400 rounds and some ammo crates just to be safe, because running out of ammo is quite literally the worst possible thing that you can experience when running solo pinwheel, because especially if you're running a bully, you get no light ammo, or I'm sorry, you get all light ammo and very, very little heavy unless you're killing turrets. So keep that in mind. Running these with light ammo guns is a little bit easier and more lenient in terms of that. But I mean, you'll notice there, I mean, I got 4 kills. Most of those guys didn't have very much gear. I turned a blue shield into a purple, and we got out with, I mean, let's see what we got here. I had 27K at one point, and I ended up with 25K inventory value. And I brought in roughly 10K. So it was about a 35K run. And you can do that so consistently. Like that was actually a more, there was actually more fights in there than I normally run into. Typically I run into like 1 fight off the spawn, and then I'm just out of there. If you made it this far and you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a subscribe and a like. It means the absolute world to me, and I'm a growing channel. Glad to have you guys a part of the community. See you on Tau Ceti, runners.